Piggy is a channel with 6 videos so far, with the story revolving around a girl looking for her missing dog, Bailey. The story seems to be in development, with one long format video expanding on the story a lot more, with a lot of creepy mysteries arising which need analyzing. The person looking for her missing dog watches a series of corrupted TV show tapes having humans with dog heads doing a series of activities such as fishing, fixing cars, etc. It seems as if the person watching them is analyzing them deeply, somehow having found a lead which connects the missing case to them. The second video starting rather harmless, with drawings of a child followed by their actual equivalent of a real scene. They start to take a more sinister turn when the drawing of a dog-headed human in checked shirt appears, waving its hand while being in a void. It's not clear at this point if this drawing is the reimagination of one of the tapes that the child in question saw, or if this is an actual entity that she saw which she drew from memory, especially as the child was only drawing actual scenes from reality as seen earlier in the video. The third video reveals that the main character of the story has been spreading leaflets of her missing dog, Bailey, with the camcorder recording showing it's on 11th of March. On the 5th tape, we get a much more in-depth look at what's been happening and what's going on. Bailey being missing for months, the owner doesn't give up hope and keeps on spreading posters about it. Going back in time, on 29th of January 2009, she writes in her diaries that she hopes that Bailey has been picked up by a shelter or someone took him in, as that's all that she can hope for. Meanwhile, she keeps getting strange calls from a number who calls but never says a word, being completely silent, which starts to terrify the owner of the missing dog. The following month, 13th of February, she writes about Wakeman tapes that she is collecting and archiving for some reason, being short of 2 for now, asking others if they have them. She then talks about 2 of the main characters, one being Batty during a pottery episode and another where there is Crookie and Batty during a baseball episode. Things start to become more bizarre when the girl gets a note from her friend on 25th of February in which he asks her to react to the gift that he gave her for her late birthday, opening it, to which she does the next day, recording her reaction. This is when we learn the girl's name is Emily, as written on the gift box. Opening the box, it's a movie about Batty and Crookie in another series of Wakeman tapes, with Emily mentioning it's her favorite movie. It turns out that she has been archiving the Wakeman tapes because she likes them. Tapes that are very peculiar, humans with dog heads, yet something Emily seems to enjoy watching. She then goes on showing the album that she has been trying to complete, mainly being of a zoo that she visited when she was younger, with pictures of many of the animals being taken. This is reminiscent of the child drawing scene in the earlier video. That's when she shows herself at a younger age, having a bizarre and creepy dog mask, followed by a photo of herself at current times, being next to Bailey when she was not missing. This is followed by an eerie background track with even more eerie and ambiguous notes written in later dates, being in March now, where they read that someone specific went missing after they went out to look for the writer of the note. The writer indicates how they told others to keep an eye on the missing person, but it was too late and hopeless. Is it still Emily writing about Bailey on how he went missing? Did she leave the house for a long time, which led to Bailey worrying, going out looking for her, which led to his disappearance? It's all very bizarre and ambiguous at this point. There's then a sketch of Bailey lying comfortably on a sofa next to Emily, sleeping away with no worries in mind, happy that he is alongside his best friend. A few days later, on 5th of March, another torn note reveals Emily is still looking for Bailey, even more than before, getting little sleep, yet determined to find him, as she loves him dearly and cannot let go of him this easily, and simply cannot live without him. Putting up more posters about him, she notices that someone specifically taking these posters down as if having some sort of personal feud with Emily and Bailey, showing their dislike towards them. This goes on for roughly 2 more weeks when Emily keeps on looking for more ways of finding him. That's when she decides to find more photos of Bailey, so maybe this would provide a better chance of him being found, where she finds some old photos of herself when she was 7 or 8 years old only, with a book that she made, all being during a time that they were in a different house. That's when a crumpled piece of paper having a horrifying sketch of Bailey is shown, with his head unnaturally twisted in a lethal manner, with blood pouring out of its neck as if it's trying to depict a horrifying truth which Emily is amnesiac about, something she has forgotten. Is it a possibility that Bailey is long dead, someone Emily has been mindlessly looking for, despite him dying in a tragedy which Emily doesn't want to remember? A series of old photos are then shown, with Emily being in a dog mask and a dark figure being inside their house. They are then followed with a sketch of Emily in her dog mask while holding the hand of a person with a tail, having its upper half obscured, with Emily indicating he is her best friend. This person is in a red shirt and has more of a masculine figure. Another writing indicates that Emily's mother had to go out. Another sketch reveals that the mother had to go to work, with Emily left alone in the house, looking out the window with the legs of a dark figure showing above the stairs, corresponding with the photo where someone is pointing up the stairs. She then explains how the mother warned her to never open the door to strangers, with a drawing of a dark figure being seen outside the door, as if something or someone supernatural is trying to find its way into the house through Emily's childish innocence, not knowing any better. Emily then continues going over her old drawings, horrified to remember seeing that what she drew. The drawing displays how there was a very large black hole on the side of the banister, as if being a portal to another realm, where strange sounds were being heard coming from. One specific day, Emily goes past the hole, something she seems to have been able to only see, when she hears barking sounds coming from. This intrigues her and catches her attention, as Emily was a big dog lover since the very beginning, depicted through her relentless search for finding Bailey, and how her favorite shows and movies were of the Wakeman series, where the characters are human-dog hybrids, and how she also had a dog mask which she enjoyed wearing. Her curiosity takes a hold of her, where she uses a flashlight, deciding to investigate this large, dark hole. As she goes down the steps, she looks into the hole with the flashlight, finding a horrifying entity with a human body and a dog head, being an actual animated character from the shows and movies that she watched, being similar to Batty and Crookie, but instead of being a creation of creativity in fictional shows, this entity is real, being a dog-human hybrid, or at least they are real to her in the real world. This reveals the obscured drawing of her holding the hand of someone with a masculine body and a red shirt was none other than this entity, her new best friend in a red checked shirt, someone we saw the drawing of in earlier videos. This reveals why this person had a tail, as if being genuinely a dog-human hybrid. Emily finding these drawings and sketches is horrified to remember what she experienced and believed to be real. Was it all part of her childish imagination, or was it something real? She hurriedly, in a panic, goes over all the Wakeman tapes, desperately trying to find the entity that she befriended in her childhood, when after some time, she pinpoints this character from one of the shows, being in the iconic red checked shirt. The character, in a desperate, hopeless way, puts his hands up over its face, horrified and defeated by something, being glitchy and all distorted. When Emily finally reveals the photograph that she has been holding while watching these tapes, with a photo of a woman and a man, with a writing reading that he's still out there, as if implying the man on the picture is missing. So what does the ending mean? Does it mean Bailey is actually the representation of a human who went missing? Someone Emily mentions that she cannot live without, and someone who went looking for her and never came back? What is it with the big large hole in the staircase? Was it at all real, or was it a figment of Emily's imagination? And what was going on with the sketch that she drew of Bailey having his head twisted upside down? The entire story is very convoluted convoluted to how Bailey went missing, as Emily describes it, going after her when she went out, looking for her and then disappearing. It's not that common for dogs to go looking for someone and then disappearing. Dogs are usually looked after and kept at home. It's not that they are fully independent creatures roaming about, looking for others. Also, what's really going on? Is Emily an adult who is living alone or still with parents? What was the deal with the drawings of Bailey being next to Emily and then having its head twisted when Emily was only 7 or 8? Considering that she might be at least 18 years old, that would make Bailey a very old dog, almost as if he doesn't even exist. At the end, there's also an image of an actual human being with a text written that he's still out there. So, is it possible Bailey is the representation of an actual human whom Emily sees as a dog, as her best friend? She also sees a massive hole in the house as a young child, making friends with an entity similar to the characters that she saw in her favorite shows, depicting that she had a big imagination as a child. So maybe these are hints that Emily might be suffering from some sort of mental disorder that makes these things very real to her. Maybe the person who is ripping and taking off the missing posters of Bailey is someone who knows about Emily's disorder, hence why they do that. Even when she tried looking for more photos of Bailey, they only found a very distorted image of him, which might depict he doesn't even exist, especially as he would be a very old dog now, having an adult buddy from more than 10 years ago. Anyway, let me know what are your thoughts about what is going on. Is any of this real, or is it all part of Emily's expansive imagination? As always, it's been your host Star, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.